Coffee time. I got this last night because I wanted to stay awake so that I could marathon RuPaul's Drag Race, but unfortunately I did not stay awake. I just passed out. So that meant I got to keep it for today. Aw, yeah. So not good for me. And like immediately after I spent all day yesterday telling everybody that I budgeted out how much money I typically spend on food and it's outrageous and I needed to cut back, and then I was like, oh, I'll get myself a thingy. It's silly. It's silly, you guys. So I don't think that I've told any of you, but I haven't had my house keys for quite a few days now. It's been maybe 4 days of me having to break into my house because for some reason I also don't have all of my roommates' phone numbers. The roommates that I do have the phone numbers of are not here, and the roommates that I totally don't have the phone numbers of have been here. So every time I realize, oh shoot, I don't have my house keys, there's no one I can call. And you know, we're all dumb and we play video games and we have headsets on all the time, so even when somebody rings the doorbell, typically I can't hear it. So it's like a pointless part of our household. So for the last few days, I've been breaking in, which is something that I normally have to do because I just lock my keys in the house because I'm silly. This has been an issue with me ever since I moved out of my parents' house. I do this often, but I've been so much better about it. I don't think that I've locked myself out of the house in probably over a year, and I've been so happy. I've been like, wow, self, you're doing it. You're finally like remembering things. You haven't left your phone anywhere in a while. You haven't locked yourself out of the house. This is great. So what happened is I have like my lanyard and then all of my keys. Now, my house keys fell off because they're on like a separate ringlet, and the ringlet opened up. It was a little bit flimsier. It opened up and fell off of the rest of my keys. And I said, aw, dang it. So I picked them up just solo on their own and used it to open the door and whatever else. And I have no idea where they went. I've been looking for days trying to figure out where did they go, because like any of the typical places that I would set things are right out in the open. So I'm like, did I have one of those weird moments where I threw it into the trash? Like, you know when you're just spaced out and you do weird things like that? Sometimes we find Mike's socks in the cupboards. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe I put the keys in the toilet. I don't know. Where did they go? So I've been looking around for them, and I really need to just borrow keys from like Chris or somebody and take them in and get new ones made, because it's silly for me to constantly have to break into my own room. It's even more silly now because with each time that I do it, so I break in through my window, I make sure that obviously at night I like close a window and lock it, etc., etc. But when I leave the house, because I know I don't have house keys, I leave the window a little bit cracked, and I know how to like shimmy the mesh out and then crawl in. And I have to stand on our big like fan that controls the air conditioning and everything. I have to like climb up on that. I'm small, so it looks hilarious. I have to climb up on that and then shimmy out the mesh, which sometimes takes me forever. And if the cat figures out that I'm trying to come in through the window, he's just sitting there going, meow, meow, meow. I know, you do this. You totally do this. Don't look at me like you don't. So now it's progressed to the point where I'm really concerned someone is going to call the cops on me, thinking that somebody is trying to break into this house over and over and over again, because there's an old couple that lives next door and they consistently go outside because I think that they have a new dog. So they're always like out in their front yard with their dog just like chilling, and they're pretty old. And you know, if I smile at them, they smile back. It's not like they don't know who I am, but they're starting to look more and more concerned every time they see me, because I think that they've noticed through their window that I typically don't walk in the front door. I walk in through the window. And now I'm like, I really need to get some house keys. When I lived on my own, it was just me by myself. Me and the rats. We had this window that was right next to the kitchen. And the only other option of windows to crawl in was this tiny one that was like this big that was part of the bathroom and was super high up and I could never get to it. And I think I've told this story before, but there was one time when I locked myself out of my place and I was like, dang it. And the way that you were able to get in was you put your hands against it and you like pressed a little bit and then slid it to the side because it was a side sliding door, and then it would just open and you could climb in through the kitchen. And then one day that window shattered when I tried to do it, and fortunately I didn't hurt myself, but ever since then, every time I try to like climb into a house or into a car, we all lock ourselves out of things a lot, and sometimes I'm the smallest person around and it winds up being my job. So every time I have to climb into something through a window, I go, please don't shatter. Please don't shatter. And today, I tried to climb in through the window. The neighbors are staring at me. I tried to like shimmy the mesh off and it just wouldn't quite come off. I almost slipped off of the fan thingy. And then when I was trying to open up the window, like it just wouldn't open and I was like, no, 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 come on, please, 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 because I hadn't left it a crack open for myself. It was completely closed and I was like, no, I just need to get into my house. And the cat's like on the other side, like meowing at me. It was horrible. So I think today was the catalyst to make me go and get new house keys. But there's a piece of me that's like, where could my keys be? They're not in the toilet. Self, I trust you to have not put them in the toilet. They've got to be somewhere that like kind of makes sense. But where is that? Where? I even like tore my bed apart thinking, what if I just like toss them on my bed? Because I toss things on my bed all the time. I was like, what if I just tossed them on my bed and now they were like jumbled in with one of the blankets? Nope. Being an adult, it's hard. If somebody were to call me out and be like, you are not acting like an adult, I'd be like, no, I'm not, because I ain't one. If you want to see a track record of things to prove that I am not an adult, I could give you one based on the last like 3 days. Also, I rode the bus again today. And there wasn't anything crazy that happened, but there was a dude that was freaking out thinking that he had missed the bus, and he ran up to me and he was like, is this where the bus that goes, is this where the bus is? And I was like, yeah, and he was like, what's the schedule? Do you know the schedule? No, but for real, I think that I missed it, so I need to know like, what time is it gonna come? Like, do you know what time it comes? Like, do you have like maybe a printout of like all the times that it comes? Because I just need to know, I think that maybe I missed it. And he just wouldn't let me talk. And I literally, I think, looked like this to him, waiting for him to finish, because by the time he stopped talking, I was like, it's pulling up right now. Because the entire time that he was just like freaking out at me, the bus was like slowly coming this way, and I was like, it was like in a murder mystery when somebody's trying to signal to the other person, they did it, it was them. They stabbed the butler. I was like, they stabbed the butler, dude, stop talking. Those buses sneaking up on butlers all the time. Too bad they're so necessary to public transit. Anywho, so that's what I've been reflecting on today a lot, because I've had to climb in through my window 3 different times today. And one time I almost slipped and hurt myself. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. I'm gonna go over and help my friend paint her apartment today, which is gonna be really fun because I love doing stuff like that. And then I think that we're going to celebrate the painting by watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah, because I didn't get to watch any of it last night, and she's the one who suggested it to me, so I'm gonna be like, yo, you wanna watch some RuPaul's Drag Race? And she'll be like, yeah. Some of you are gonna look that show up later and be like, daughter, really? And I'll be like, yes, really, guys. Yes, really. Oh, Stretch Kitty. This is like his new favorite spot. It's a problem. It's a problem to my work and motivation, but I suppose I'll pull through. Anywho, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow, Saturday. Woohoo! Okay, bye-bye. Mwah.